Welcome back to Octember Failures 2024. This is the second Octember failure. The digital picture frame is dead once again. What was part one? Because you never saw a video. That was the Big 6 having an exhaust leak. I covered that very briefly in the video I had called Emergency AC Repair Only 3 Hours Away. Link to that, of course, in the prescription. So what happened here? Had a little network upset. It happens. You have to reboot your router, your cable modem, whatever it is. And I did that. And in doing so, this machine needs to be rebooted as well. And when I did that, it didn't boot back up. So it was running, and then after that, it stopped running. So let's power it up, and I'll show you what the problem is. It's been off for a good week, at least. It powers on. .256 meg of RAM, and it starts to boot. Or it used to. Yeah, before it was actually booting and you'd see the Windows XP logo on the screen, and it would actually get to the part where it's going to go into Windows, and it just wouldn't. So, there you go. Diagnosed without doing anything more than pressing the power button. I no need to run diagnostics or any other shit like that. I know immediately the problem is simply a bad hard drive. Now I got to pull it out of there and we'll get to repairing it. But sometimes once isn't enough. So just for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and power cycle it. I'm sure the same thing is going to happen. Sees the hard drive, Seagate. I think it's a 20 gig, 40 gig, I don't know what it is. But, yep, there you go. Bad hard drive. Now, I could waste time and run diagnostics, and we might do that just to see what it says. We'll see. Yeah, that's what we're faced with. Alright, now we'll get to work. It seems like every year I have to repair this thing. First thing I heard when I took it out of where it lives was something rattling around, which is this. This was one of those plastic stanchion pieces for the fan on the heatsink, which had failed previously. Strange hum in the house, I think it was called. Yeah. The fan is still firmly attached. Everything is good. And there's nothing more to see. There's absolutely nothing more to see. But before we get too involved, let's run the diagnostics and see what it has to say. It doesn't matter, we know it's failed, but let's see if it can pick up any failures, because that's another very important axiom. Diagnostics only test for known failures. This could be an unknown. Well, this is interesting. I just turned it on and I said, let me just give it one other chance. I don't have a keyboard, mouse, anything connected. Let's see what happens. Because we didn't get that before. Based on that delay, I was a little leery of that, but okay. It was doing this before. It's taking its sweet time now, isn't it? Yeah, sure is. Yeah, that should have definitely done something by now. So that's a guaranteed bad hard drive. But let's see if we can run the diagnostics and see if it tells us anything. Okay, we'll go right over to hard drive, and first thing I do is check performance. That probably is not going to show us anything. That was weird. It said testing complete, but then it kind of didn't want to. Let's just give it a second. Yeah, see, there is more. And it's taking its sweet ass time with that too. The numbers are about right, which is a bit strange, but look at that time. Minute 26. No way is that normal. We're going to go right over to internal cache test. Nothing there. Smart test, if anything is going to show, it's going to show here. Yep, there you go. 12 operations have failed since manufacture. If even one shows, it's bad. So there you go. I diagnosed it without even doing anything more than pressing the power button. I didn't need the diagnostics, they just proved what I already knew. Time to replace the drive. So of course HP made it really easy to service, because A, they weren't going to fix it themselves, and L, it would have been my job, and W is that they knew it was going to fail. No, that one, I'm making that up. Hard drives made by Seagate, it failed. It's not HP's fault, it's not the machine's fault. It's age and everything else. Of course, mounted in this cage is the hard drive, along with the floppy drive, so we need to disconnect that as well. We'll pull that out, split toward the bottom. The connector that never wants to unplug. No exception here. Okay, we'll work on that later. Power. And data. There we go. Do that. Maybe there's enough slack. We'll see. Squeeze that and slide it up. Somehow weasel it out. I don't know how it comes out, but it's supposed to come out somewhere. There we go. Can we disconnect the floppy power now? No, it's stuck. Great, so we'll have to just work on it like that. It's got a couple screws and things, and it won't stay anywhere. Good, there. I'm running out of small drives. Smallest I got now is 80 gig. This is a Western defective, and it says May 2006. So, only 18 years old. Should be perfectly acceptable and fine. We gotta set jumpers. It's currently jumpered nothing. Jumpered nothing says master or single. We're golden. Ready to install. Just gotta take out the screws. And make sure to drop them in the machine. Come on. There you go. Hard drive should pull out. Right. Yeah. 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 Fucking shit. All right. New drive. Seems lighter than the old. Oh, that slides in a lot better. All right. I'll put the screws in and remount it and close it up so it's out of our way, because that's the whole repair on the hardware side. The software side is another story. As far as the old drive, its label got knackered from pulling it out. That's good. This was a Seagate 7200 RPM Barracuda, 40 gigabytes, date code 05137. Not sure what that means. I'll have to find out. Just had a quick dumb one. Put the drive in there, and when I went to go boot it up, the floppy drive that normally goes chugga 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 didn't chugga 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 chugga. Maybe I plugged the cable in wrong. Check. No, it's in the right orientation. Did I miss a pin? Because it's actually not keyed. You can fuck it up. Nope. That was fine. Plugged and unplugged it a couple times. Nope. Still didn't work. Did I damage the power connector? No. This is an XJO81X. The problem was the other end of the cable came out of the board. And now, without the screen here, I can test it by just turning it on. Keyboard initialized. The lights on it blinked. You couldn't see that. Hard drive spun up. CD is still in the drive, so that's doing its thing. And chug to chug. There you go. And when diagnostics boot, it does that on this machine for whatever reason. So there you go. That one's fixed. I simply used my senses. I could see that the keyboard initialized. I know how long the BIOS takes approximately to start working, to, start booting rather. And all the other sounds in that. So basically by looking and listening, I confirmed that it's working properly. And I'm sure if I plug the screen in right now, it would be sitting at the diagnostic screen. I'm going to spare the time in the video for that. I already ran that on the machine just to double check and see what the diagnostics had to say about this new drive, and everything came out absolutely perfect. As far as this drive goes, this was a hefty drive for its day. July 10th, 2001. This hard drive is 23 years old, and clearly it's had it. Okay, they don't last forever. That was a pretty damn good long run. That was one of the reasons I always loved Seagate drives. Anyways, now on to the worst part, which is the software side. Fortunately, the last time this machine shit the bed, I took an image of the drive. All I have to do now is re-image the drive, and everything boots up just like it did. Except for the departed aspect, it's going to be a pain in the dick to expand that out. I had thought about that. I'm going to give it a good old college try. If I can get it to work, great. If not, then I'll just set it as a separate part. It doesn't need any more space, so it's fine. Okay. Time to reconfigure and close this thing up. I got my old Mad Dog enclosure, the USB cable to plug into the singular USB port on the front of the machine. When is the last time you saw that? And let's see if the old hard drive here will spin up. Good deal. We're good to go. Well, we got to do an auto adjust on that. That's better. One thing I remembered with this machine, if you got a mouse plugged in and this copy of Acronis, it doesn't work. It also can't really identify the graphics controller. See all the dithering and all that? So that's fun. So we have to use the keyboard, because if you use the mouse, then as soon as you touch it, it goes and reboots. There. Recovery. Any day. Let's see if I could put the keyboard down. Yeah, there. All right, select an archive. It's in there. Why does it come up as drive C? That's strange. It's got an hourglass, so apparently nothing's happening. There we go. Picture book. Picture book, digital picture frame backup, 7/6/2018. That's the only one I got, so that's the one we're going to go with. Can't do that. Okay. Tab through to next. Restore disks or partitions. Next. Next. Where do you want to put it? There. You can restore another partition. Do you want to choose another partition? No, I do not. Don't need to validate it. Next. Proceed. Okay, so things are supposed to be happening. It says 3 hours remaining. The light on the external hard drive is blinking. Now it says 2 hours. So good, it's time for lunch. I'm going to go have lunch and come back in 4 hours, 2 hours. Right. Well, we'll get there one day. But hey, this is just part of the deal with old technology. USB 1. It is what it is. IDE hard drives. It is what it is. We did it back in the day. We can do it today because old computers are never obsolete. That took way more than 2 hours. It says the data was successfully restored. Okay. We'll eject the Tocadiscos. Control-Alt-Delete doesn't work. There might be a way out of this, but we're just going to power down. And we'll see if it boots up. I mean, Jay fixed it. It's going to boot. That's all off, but that's okay. That's just the screen. Oh, it doesn't even like it. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. There you go. Should boot right into Windows. Oh yeah. Hello. We're good. Everything is right on the money. It is still loading. The hard drive light is flashing. Why it's taking so long? There is no Etherwebs connection. And maybe it's trying to initialize the external drive. Maybe. I don't know. It's taken a lot longer than I would have expected. Seek the floppy drive. And again, but hey, there we go. It's taking a while to load. I'm not sure why, it just is, but... And this is all the stuff that it does, so that's okay. I'm just going to close all that stuff, if it'll let me. There we go. Everything looks good. I do need to get rid of TeamViewer. Oh, the AC's pissing out. Look at that. Finding the hard... doesn't even know the hard drive is there yet. I don't even have the mouse plugged in. Oh, yeah. A lot of good stuff happening. Alright, so Windows is basically recovered and we're good. So the next step, before I delete that and... or that rather, and whatever other crap, and get everything else set up and working, is to try to grow the partition out. That's not going to go well. Alright, we're going to leave it off right here. Of course, it's not booting gparted. I mean, why would it? You know, that would be ridiculous. I even went so far as to burn yet another new copy of it, and all it does is this. A little hard to see because of the glare, but yeah, that's all it boots. And that is off of a fresh burned disk. That was the old one. Just burned in this very drive. Just now. Are my CDs all going bad because they're old? I don't fucking have a clue. I tried burning the ISO to a flash drive, and it wouldn't boot on not just this machine, but any machine. Is the image fucked? I don't know. I guess I'll have to try again, but I'm done playing for the day. So we're going to leave this off here. You know, I always get it fixed. It's going to be non-conventional by the time I'm all done, but yep, that's going to be that. So, thanks for watching this part of this series. Part 2 to follow, where I will hopefully eventually get that drive grown out to its full 80 gigabytes, and then tidy up the software, get everything good, and shove it back where it belongs, and let it display pictures, because it sucks with it not there. It acts not only to display pictures, but at night, just the light coming off the screen is kind of a nice night light. So I miss it, because it's kind of dark there without it. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Like, subscribe, all that great YouTube-y shit. Ring the bell for Arby's. I appreciate all you watching, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.